Katana Zero takes the enjoyment of learning and mastering a game's mechanics and flips it on its head entirely by making it feel empty. But how does the game do that, and more importantly, why? I think the best place to start this time would actually be with the gameplay. Katana Zero is a 2D action platformer with its main mechanic being the one-hit kill system. Aside from bosses, everyone in Katana Zero dies in one hit, including the player character. Luckily, the player character Zero is a master swordsman who also perceives time differently than almost everyone else around him, so he can do things like this. This feels fucking awesome. It almost feels a little too good, which in hindsight probably should have been a red flag. The game also treats death like foresight and not punishment. This lets failure work as a function in favor of the game and its story, but we'll talk about that later. Zero can also throw things with lethal precision. He's essentially what would happen if Bullseye from the Marvel Universe killed Doctor Strange, took his time stone, and also started carrying around a katana. This game will have you feeling like a one-man army as you slash and dash your way through each of its levels. The layouts will get more complex, enemies will get harder to kill, and you'll be forced to hone your skills to become as sharp as the blade you carry. On paper, this sounds like a really satisfying gameplay loop, right? And to be honest, it is. But where the game flips that feeling on its head is in the story. Katana Zero stars this guy, Zero, a war veteran who lost his memory, but still has all his efficiency for violence intact. He's contracted by the government of the city of New Mecca, a dystopian cyberpunk world where crime and drugs run rampant. As you go through the story, you start questioning everything you're being told, and even the things you experience. You start losing track of time, and the story goes down a rabbit hole it never really comes out of. The game even gets you to embody Zero, as it has dialogue and story choices that affect many different lives and even the ending of the game. I won't say more about the story because I don't want to spoil it, just know it directly feeds into the gameplay I mentioned before, but none of this answers my question from the beginning, so here's what I experienced. Katana Zero immersed me into a cold, twisted, unique world filled with interesting characters, dark humor, and an amazing story I won't forget anytime soon. And its gameplay made me feel like an unstoppable killing machine. But it's because of this unique combination of gameplay, storytelling, and world building that I left the game feeling uncomfortable by the end. Zero is just as much a victim of his past as he is a weapon of war too. His story combined with his lethality and his ability to look into the future turned him into a cold instrument of death, and by the end of the game, it turns you into that too. And that's not an accident. The game wants mastery to feel empty because that's exactly how Zero experiences it. If that sounds interesting to you and you have $15 to spare, then Katana Zero is definitely worth experiencing for yourself, especially since we already have new DLC confirmed and it's going to be free. I'm the 5 Minute Gamer, and I'll see you guys in the next 5. Peace out.